that Mary returned from the hill country of Judea 3 months pregnant, out of wedlock. At yan ay lagi nilang ipinaparatang sa Panginoon, hindi na yan nalimot. And this is one cause of great rejection even today, when we reject how people were conceived. Mark 6:3, isn't he the carpenter, the son of Mary? Instead of being called the son of Joseph, people were saying the son of Mary. Now, this is loaded with meaning. Ibig nilang sabihin, kilala natin kung sinong ina, pero hindi natin kilala kung sino ang ama. May laman. John 8:41, they said to Jesus, we are not illegitimate children. Well, the context of how these sentences were said could have meant another way, but it could be read both ways. It could be a swipe at their question about Jesus' legitimate birth or non-legitimate birth. Na ang parang clue nito sinasabi, kami kilala namin kung sino ama namin, ikaw, kilala mo ba? Hanggang ngayon, maraming mga tao nare-reject dahil sa kung sino ang magulang nila, kung kailan sila ipinaglihi, and all of that. Can't we just treat people as individuals instead of treating them as children of their parents, labeling them as members of so-and-so family? People rejected Jesus because of his roots and even ethnicity. John 1:46, when told about Jesus, Nathanael asked, can anything good come from Nazareth? Knowing that Jesus is a Nazarene. Ginajudge siya, nire-reject kung saang bayan siya lumaki at kung taga-ron siya. Can't we treat people as individuals instead of blocking them with certain groups? Ito Nazarene, ito Southerner, ito Northerner, etc. People rejected Jesus because of his ministry, because of his vocation. Mark 3:21-22, when Jesus' family heard what he was doing, they thought he was crazy and went to get him under control. Some teachers of the law of Moses came from Jerusalem and said, this man is under the power of Beelzebul, the ruler of demons. He is even forcing out demons with the help of Beelzebul. So sariling pamilya ni Jesus, hindi naniwala sa kanyang ministry at pinagkamalan siyang baliw. In fact, they came to collect him and put him under control. His family accused him of being crazy. The religious leaders accused him of being demonic. We reject people today for the same reasons. Can't we just disagree with an act without demonizing the actor? Kailangan ba na pag mayroong isang ginagawa ang tao hindi natin gusto, yung buong pagkatao niya husgahan at itatwa? Different, unconventional ideas and teachings were also the reasons why Jesus was rejected. Kakaiba mag-isip, kakaiba ang takbo at direksyon ng kanyang iniisip, therefore ni-reject. Luke 4:28-29. When the people in the meeting heard Jesus say this, they became so angry that they got up and threw him out of town. They dragged him to the edge of the cliff on which the town was built because they wanted to throw him down from there. So you don't want the idea, so you kill the thinker. You don't like the message, you kill the messenger. Can't we just refuse the idea without rejecting the whole person? There's a lot of rejection that happened in Jesus' life. And why are we essaying this now? Because these same rejections happen. Pwede natin sabihin, hindi ko gagawin yan kay Jesus, pero maaaring ginagawa natin sa sarili nating anak, magulang, asawa, kapatid, kaibigan, kapitbahay. People rejected Jesus because of his brilliance, because of his celebrity and popularity. Matthew 27:18, Pilate knew that the leaders had brought Jesus to him because they were jealous. Must we really extinguish the brighter flame? But you say, Jesus was born that way. All of those reasons why he was rejected were actually natural to him. He was born that way. And we reject people based on the same reasons. Therefore, many of us are unhappy. When we reject people, especially people who are close to us, there's a part of us that dies, that also gets rejected. Pag ang sariling anak ay tinatatwa ang magulang, pag ang magulang, nire-reject ang anak. Pag ang asawa, nire-reject yung kapartner niya, may bahagi ng puso mo na hindi lang nasusugatan, kundi namamatay. At hindi lang yon, sa kanilang puso rin, may nasusugatan, may namamatay. Kaya maraming kalungkutan ang tao. Maraming mga pamilya hindi masaya kasi hindi nila tinatanggap ang isa't isa. Nagagalit sila, tinatatwa, itinatapon. Or, if we don't reject people, we force them to change to suit our fantasies, making life miserable for them and also frustrating us because we can never change people. People change when they let God change their minds. And as soon as they change their minds, they change their thoughts, their actions change, their words change, their habits change, they change. But it must be the person herself, with God's help, if the person is convinced in her or in his mind that change is indeed in order. It is so much easier to accept others than to make them change to suit your needs and wants. Because you're not the only one who wants them to change. Everybody else wants this same person to change the way they want. How can we be happier? Paano masasaya ang mga pamilya, mga magkakaibigan? Several solutions. The solutions are to stop attempts at wholesale changing of people. Mabibigo lang naman tayo yung pinipilit nating baguhin ang tao. Mapapagod ka kasasabi, magagalit ka, magagalit din siya, magkakalayo lang kayo. It's a solution that doesn't really work. Or to start accepting people's nature, which is what Jesus modeled. Jesus accepted people. How soon before people like us will understand that Jesus began by accepting people? He began his ministrations to people by accepting them as they were, where they were. Hindi niya require ang mga tao na magbago bago niya tanggapin. Tinatanggap niya muna, tapos dahil sa kanyang pag-ibig, dahil naliliwanagan, nagbabago. Kusang nagbabago sa tulong ng Diyos. The Lord wants us to understand that people are people and they are that way because they were created that way. Yes, indeed, some people are that way because of nurture, but it's really mostly because of their nature. Nurture, you probably can change up to a point by counter-nurture, but nature, how can you change that? Jesus says in Matthew 19:12, "For some are eunuchs because they were born that way. Others were made that way by men. And others have renounced marriage because of the kingdom of heaven. The one who can accept this should accept this." Sino ba yung mga eunuch? These were men who did not marry because some nga, sabi nga ni Jesus, because some of them were born that way. They cannot and they are not designed to get married. Some were made that way. Some young boys are castrated so that they don't develop their masculine qualities, so that they could serve female members of royal families without the men in the royal families feeling insecure about these men in their house or in the palace. So some men are castrated to become eunuchs, pero sabi ni Lord, there are who are born eunuchs. There are those who were made eunuchs, and there are those who choose not to marry because of their vocation, because of their service to God. Kasi sabi niya, those who can accept, they should accept it. So Jesus teaches that people are who and what they are because of their conviction. Yun yung choice. Because of their calling. Because of their roles in life. Therefore, it is a personal choice. Ito yung pwedeng palitan kung yung tao magpapalit ng isip. Magpapalit siya ng iniisip. Ito yung pwedeng ibahin kung mag-iiba ng conviction ang may katawan. But Jesus says also that people are who and what they are because of nurture or because of other people's doing, because of the environment. So it is an imposition on the person, a conditioning na pwede rin ma-adjust with counter-nurture. So, kaya naman kasi naging kuripot yan kasi lumaki sa hirap. Kasi lumaki sa deprivation. Lumaki na ganun yung tiya niya, tinrain siya na maging matiwid. Ngayon, pwede mong palitan yun kung bibigyan mo siya ng panahon at oras na magkaroon ng kasaganaan, may ibang magturo, at kung magpa-impluensya na bawasan yung kanyang kakuriputan, magagawa niya yun. But Jesus also says that there are people who are what they are because of nature. They were born that way, to use his very word. Therefore, people are people because of genetics. It is inborn. Hindi pwedeng ibahin ng may katawan o ng ibang factor. Kahit pumutok ang bulkan, tamaan siya ng kidlat, kumulog, kainin siya ng lupa, hindi siya maiiba kasi born that way. So, tatlong reason bakit tayo ganito. Una, pinili natin. Pwede tayong pumili ng iba. Second, napuwersa tayo dahil ganun ang ating kapaligiran. Pwedeng palitan ang kapaligiran, therefore mapapalitan din yung kung ano man tayo, at merong isinilang ka na talaga na ganun. Kahit ano pa mangyari, hindi na yun may iba. Those people were formed and born that way. Why are we discussing these three types and reasons why people are who they are? Because it will help us understand and accept people. It will also guide us in ways that we can influence people positively with realistic expectations of how much we can influence people, how much we can be factors in changing them, and how much we should just accept. Psalm 58 verse 3, even from birth the wicked go astray, from the womb they are wayward and speak lies. Of course, very metaphorical, symbolic, this is poetry, but the message is the same. May mga taong likas na gano'n na. Pinanganak na silang gano'n. Pinaglilihi pa lang sila, gano'n na sila. Kulang na lang sabihin genes eh. Genetics. They did not have the word for it, but they're actually talking about it. People and other creatures are who and what they are because of genes. Genesis 30, 38 to 39, when the flocks were in heat, they mated, and they bore young that were streaked, or speckled, or spotted. Siyempre, kung ano yung magulang, ganun yung anak. Predetermined from and by the genetic pool. There are people who are predisposed to be this or that, because that is their genetic composition. They don't become like that. They were designed, made, and born like that. To be that. At habang iniisip natin ito mga kapatid, i-apply natin agad sa inyong magulang, sa inyong anak, sa inyong kapatid, sa inyong kabiyak, kaibigan. Baka ang laki-laki ng tunggalin ninyo na pinipilit niyo siyang ibahin, meron siguro talagang pwedeng iba kung conviction o decision lang niya maging ganon. Meron naman na palaki lang kasi siyang ganon, pwede mo namang i-reprogram, pero meron talagang ipinaglihi pa lang siya, ganon na. Dapat nating kilalanin yon para gumanda, umayos ang ating pakikitungo sa kapwa. At hindi maging full of pressure. Maraming mga wives ang reklamo, ang husband sila tamad. Ewan ko kung may nakita na kayong tamad na sumipag, pero most of the people that I know of and have heard about, kinakamatayan na nilang tamad. katamaran nga nila, ayaw nilang mamatay dahil tinatamad silang mamatay. Ngayon, kung nagre-reklamo ka, ang asawa ko po tamad, araw-araw reklamo mo, buwan-buwan, taon-taon, hindi ka nasasaya. Mas madali na sigurong tanggapin mo na lang talaga, no return, no exchange, tamad ang napangasawa mo. Hindi lang naman husband, kuminsan wife. Ayaw nang bumangon. Hindi naman tasa, pero lagi nakatihaya. Ayaw magligpit, ayaw maghugas. Eh, yan ang napakasalan mo. Dapat kilalanin mo bago mapakasalan. Sa palagay mo, magbabago dahil lang nagpakasal kayo? Mabibigo ka. At tatahimik ang buhay mo kung tatanggapin mo na lang yun. Kisa araw-araw hidwaan, ang uwi, hiwalay. Makikipagsapalaran ka ngayon, papartner ka uli sa iba. Ang sipag nga, pero OC. Talagang kahit nakahiga ka na, papabangunin ka pa niya para ayusin niya yung sapin ng kama ninyo. Nabaligtad naman, pero hindi mo rin yun mababago. Marriage is acceptance. It's not a reformatory institution. When people ask me, do you think, Pastor, I'm ready to get married? I say, are you ready to accept everything about the person you will marry? That you cannot change that person and you should not even attempt because you will be a grand failure. So I'll pray that God will change him. God does not change people. Dapat nating ma-realize yun. Sabi nga niya, be changed by the renewing of your mind. God helps us change by the renewing of our mind. But first you have to decide that you want to change. And if the person does not decide to change himself or herself, no outside force can change a person. Punishment, reward can alter behavior, but only for a while. When the punishment or the reward is not there anymore, the person will revert to himself, to herself. Meron talagang kanya-kanyang katangian ng tao. At ang maraming gulo ng buhay, hindi natin ina-appreciate yung katangian niya at ang pinipilit natin, baguhin siya. Genesis 1:11 to 25. I shall read only parts of it. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation according to their various kinds. And it was so. God created the great creatures of the sea according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. Paulit-ulit, isa lang ibig sabihin, genes. Meron talaga sa kahimay-mayan, kaloob-looban ng ating dugo, buto, laman, nakadikta kung magiging ano tayo. Kaya kahit kailan yung tao, magiging tao. Pag dalawang tao ay nagkaroon ng pagsasama, nagkaroon sila ng anak, tao rin ang magiging anak nila. Imposible na mga anak sila ng unggoy. Kasi tao sila. Kaya sinasabi ng matatanda, ang santol ay di namumunga ng mangga. Yes, kung yung santol, siya mismo santol siya, ibig sabihin hindi siya magiging mangga kahit kailan. Pwede lang magkaroon ng crossbreeding kung yung chromosomes sila magtutugma, pero hindi siya mismo mababago, yung magiging anak lang pag may crossbreeding. This is not about generations, it's about the individual. Kahit patayin mo halimbawa lahat ng maramot, hindi mo mauubos ang maramot sa mundo dahil sa susunod na generation may mga lalabas na maramot, anak nung hindi maramot. Bakit? Because in our genes, nandun ang maraming ugali. Yung maramot at hindi maramot, yung maimis at yung bulagsak, yung masayahin at yung malungkutin, nandun lahat. Kaya lang, yung pagtitimpla ng mga genes sa paggawa ng isang nilikha, ang Diyos ang gumagawa. Isipin nyo kung gaano karaming lola nyo. Gaano karaming lolo? Both side, mother side, father side, hanggang makarating kayo kay Adan at Eva. Ang dami nun, di ba? So, kaninong lola ka kukuha na hugahan ng paglalakad? Yung kung paano ka maglakad? Kaninong lolo ka kukuha ng korte ng ilong? Kaninong lola ka kukuha ng sungit o ng bait? Yun tinitimpla ng Diyos. At pag tinimpla ka na, ikaw na yun. Pero dala-dala ng genes mo, yung ibang ugali na hindi lumabas sa'yo, lalabas sa anak mo. Kaya kuminsan yung mga sakit ng pamilya, dumulundag. Hindi lumalabas sa generation na ito, pero sa mga anak maglalabasan. Because there are recessive and dominant genes. Some genes dominate and become very pronounced in one person, while the recessive genes are lying, sleeping in that person, ready to come alive in another generation. Kung sinong makasama naman niyang kapartner nitong tao na ito na meron ding mga sarili-sariling ninuno. In other words, ang daming posibilidad ng tao, kaya uubusin mo lahat yung ganitong uri ng tao para maubos, hindi ka magtatagumpay. Next generation, maglalabasan yung mga traits na yun uli. So, anong ibig sabihin ng lahat ng yan? All creatures and their genes are created and designed, constituted, and reconstituted by God. Kaya pagka ang isang babae at isang lalaki ay nagkaroon ng anak, malay nila kung ano magiging ugali nun. Kaya magkakapatid, iba-iba ugali. Iba-iba talento. Kasi ang daming lolo at lola na pwedeng pagkuhanan. Hindi kayo kumukuha lang sa isang set na magiging magkakamukha kayo. Kaya dapat kilalanin natin yon. Psalm 139:13. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Alam nila yun nung araw. Isipin nyo yan. Iba lang ang terminology. And this uniqueness of an individual is applying to all. To everyone. Lahat kakaiba. Walang magkamukhang magkamuka kahit kambal. John 1:1-4. In the beginning was the one who is called the Word. And with His Word, God created all things. Nothing was made without the Word. Everything that was created received its life from Him. And His life gave light to everyone. Malinaw na malinaw. Walang nilikha na hindi nilikha na kasama si Jesus sa paglikha. Walang nilikha na tumanggap ng anumang buhay na hindi galing sa Diyos. All people, even those you don't like, are created by God. Satan does not create. Satan only steals, kills, and destroy. God na nag-create. So, ibig niyo po sabihin, kahit yung tatay ko, kahit yung tiya ko, kahit yung kapitbahay namin, lahat Diyos ang lumikha. Diyos lang ang pwedeng lumikha. Eh, bakit gano'n ang ugali? Eh, ikaw, ba't ganyan ka? Meron tayo talaga mga kapintasan, depende sa tumitingin. Meron tayong mga katangian, depende kung anong hahanapin at tititigan mo sa isang tao. Creatures, no matter how others find fault in them, are all wonderful. How will you be happy? When you focus, when you find that wonder. When you choose not to focus on what you don't like, but to try to look for something that will make you happy. Especially in people who are permanently connected to you. You will always find something to be complaining about. But it depends on where you would like to look at. Look for what will make you happy. No one is perfect, so no one could be perfectly wrong. No one could be perfectly offensive and disagreeable, so you find areas of commonalities where you can find happiness. Lalo sa pamilya mo. Sa mga tao, hindi mo pwedeng iwagwag at itapon. Psalm 139:14, I praise you because of the wonderful way you created me. Everything you do is marvelous. Of this, I have no doubt. This is a person at peace with himself. Sinasabi niya, I am marvelous. You created me marvelously. This is not conceit. Hindi yabang, kaliwanagan, enlightenment, realization. Have you realized that you are wonderful? Of course, many people over-realize that, no? Pero first is to be at peace with yourself. To realize that God made you, God created you, no matter what people say against you. Sometimes we are conditioned to think lowly and to think negatively of ourselves because of what people say or expect. But a person who says, I thank you, God, because you made me wonderfully, you are at peace with yourself. And that can be the beginning of being at peace with others too. Because once you have accepted yourself and appreciated how you were created by God, you will be ready to appreciate others. Many of us are unable to appreciate others because we have not appreciated ourselves yet. You cannot give what you do not have. Kaya sabi ni Lord, love others as you love yourself. Hindi sinabing love others only. The presumption is you will love yourself. That is good. But don't stop at that. Love others also the way you love yourself. So appreciate yourself. Appreciate God who made you. Stop complaining about what you do not have and start being thankful for what you have. You cannot have everything. Although all the genes and all the potentials are in you, only one of those genes would be dominant in your life. Kaya kailangan, huwag na tayong magpagod trying to always be somebody else. Desiring this man's art or that man's scope with what I most enjoy, contented least. Sabi ni Shakespeare. Hinahanap mo sa iyo yung wala. Hindi mo tuloy napapansin yung nandyan. Hinahanap mo sa kapwa mo yung wala. Hindi mo tuloy napapansin kung ano ang mayroon. And this is where happiness lies. In finding people to be wonderful. Di ba yung mga tao nagpapaligaya sa inyo, yung nakikita nyo wonderful siya. Pero sabi ng Bible, everybody is wonderful. Kailangan lang mahanap mo yun kung ano yung wonder sa kanya. Creatures are not to complain about how they or others are made. Isaiah 45:9, the Lord said, Israel, you have no right to argue with your Creator. You are merely a clay pot shaped by a potter. The clay doesn't ask, why did you make me this way? Where are the handles? Sabi niya, mga palayok lang kayo na nilikha ng Diyos. Huwag kayong magreklamo. Sabi niya, bakit ako walang takip? Bakit ako walang tangkay? Bakit ganitong korte ko? Kung anong ginawa sa'yo, yun na appreciatein mo. Huwag kang makipagtunggali sa gumawa sa'yo. Dahil buo ka na, at pag pinilit mo ibahin ang korte mo, ano mangyayari? Mababasag ka. Kasi palayok ka eh. Tanggapin mo kung ano ka, tanggapin mo kung ano yung iba. Personal differences are designed and ordained by God. May magrereklamo pa, Pastor, ibang-iba po yung ugali ng asawa ko sa akin. Abe, kung gusto mo pala kamukhang-kamukha, sana nanalamin ka na lang at pinakasalan mo ang sarili mo. Talaga bang in love ka sa sarili mo na gusto mo pati asawa mo, kamukha mo? Pasalamat ka nga at yung hindi mo ginagawa, ginagawa niya. Yung ayaw mo, gusto niya. At least, gusto niya yung likod ng bangus, gusto mo yung tiyan. Di ba? Ang sarap niya kasama kumain. Eh kung pareho kayo ng gusto na lagi, di magko-compete lang kayo. Appreciate the difference. Ephesians 4:11-12, the gifts He gave were that some would be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors and teachers, to equip the saints for the work of ministry, for building up the body of Christ. You see, even spiritual gifts were designated by God, different one from another, so that when people are together, they become complete. Kaya hindi ibinigay sa lahat ng katangian para yung katangian ng iba ang pakinabangan mo, yung katangian mo pakinabangan niya para magsama-sama tayo, kasi sa pagsasama-sama masaya. Eh kung kaya mo mga anak mag-isa para kang gabi, sasaya ka ba? Siyempre gusto mo namang may anak sa'yo bago ka manganak na man lamang, no? So kailangan mo ang tao. At dahil kailangan natin ang isa't isa, at dahil tayo magkakaiba, anong kailangan mangyari para tayo manatili magkakasama? Hindi ba to accept the differences? So that there would be unity and harmony. But it doesn't mean uniformity. Hindi ko mo may unity, may harmony, ibig sabihin uniform. Oppressive ang uniform. Very. Mabuti na lang yung merong harmony, pero hindi kailangan lagi magkakamuka kasi nakaka-oppress yun. Luwagan ng buhay. 1 Corinthians 12:11, all these are activated by one and the same Spirit, which allots to each one individually, just as the Spirit chooses. So yung gifts, iba-iba rin. Wala dapat mayabang. Ako yung preacher, ako yung teacher, ako yung kung ano-ano, ako yung singer. No, iba-iba ng gifts. Merong nasa stage, may nasa likod, may nasa harap, may nasa gilid. Kanya-kanya ng papel. Pag pinagsama-sama mo, buo yung body. Because God likes variety. God is not a God of sameness. Walang magkakamuka, walang fingerprints na magkakamuka. Kahit 7 billion people on earth, walang magkakamukang fingerprints. Especially when you look at the eye now, which is the new object of identification, mas differentiated doon ang mga tao sa mata. Kaya sa mga modern airports ngayon, yung mata mo na ang tinitingnan. Dahil nalalaman, ikaw talaga yan, kaisa-isang ikaw lang ang may ganong mata. People are to accept, appreciate, and benefit from and love each other's differences. It's the only way to be happy. Romans 15:7, honor God by accepting each other as Christ has accepted you. And how has Christ accepted us? Unconditionally. Nawawala yung tension when you accept. When you reject, may tension. Therefore, there is happiness. Accept your child, even though you had other ideas what your child should have been. God created your child. Accept your parent. Hindi naman napipili yan. Accept your brother and sister. Accept your spouse, very especially. Kasama na ang mother-in-law. Unique din siya. Meron din siyang wonder. No? Accept your friend. Accept your neighbor. Kailan kaya tayo tatablan nung turo na to ni Jesus? Do not reject people because of their nature. You will only find yourself fighting a losing battle. Do not reject people because of their nurture. If you want, you may offer a counter nurture. But it depends on the person, if the person would react to and accept it. Do not reject people because of their minds. And do not label them crazy or demonic just because they think another way. Tama na yan. Boring na yung pagpipilit natin na yung ibang tao maging korte according to our mold. Stop judging, rating, and labeling people. Stop rejecting people for who they naturally are. Kaya you reject people because of the color of their skin, because of the texture of their hair, because of their height, because of their accent. Ang mangyayari, sobrang stressful. And stop rejecting yourself for who you naturally are. Aside from doable cosmetics, to exaggerate in trying to change yourself means you are not accepting yourself. Diba, if you were given by the Lord ng ganitong size lang ng breast, edi yun. Bakit naman kailangan palakihin mo hanggang magkasub-sub-sub ka habang naglalakad ka? Kaya tuloy napapahamak, takot-takot ng mga procedure because of self-rejection. Accept yourself. Yung iba sa sobrang pagtutuwid ng mga kulot nilang buhok, nakakalbo pa. Dahil mga mali-maling chemical lang nalalagay sa buhok. Di ba? Yung naglalagay ng mga cheekbone. Minsan pagtakbo, bumababa dito. Kahihila ng mukha, yung pusod, nasa pisngi na. Akala mo dimple. It might look funny, but people are oppressed. People get oppressed. And especially if they have the money to afford the oppression, they keep changing themselves. When will you be at peace with yourself? Up to a point, we can enhance here and there, but don't endanger your health. Napakahalaga yung self-acceptance because Jesus accepts you. And Jesus, God, our Father in heaven, created you. Also, stop trying to change people to suit your wants. Yung batang kaliwete, kaliwete yun. Huwag mo siya i-condemn. Walang masama doon. Mas maging friendly ka sa kanya. Igawa mo siya ng kotse na yung cambio nasa kaliwa. Sobra tayo mag-oppress ng minorities, no? Dapat nating tanggapin, ito yun. Hindi siya magaling sa math, huwag mong pilitin na maging engineer. Gusto niya ng arts, hayaan mo siya. Created that way. Para hindi maubusan ng artist, hindi maubusan ng engineer, hindi maubusan ng chemists, hindi maubusan ng mga doktor, hindi maubusan ng mga janitor, huwag maubusan ng mga tagalinis, ng mga tagaganito. Kaya iba-iba ang ating mga kakayanan. Stop trying to change your spouse or child or parent to suit your fantasies. Mabibigo ka lang. Kamumuhian ka lang, lalayuan ka lang. Jeremiah 13:23, can you ever change and do what's right? Can people change the color of their skin? Or can a leopard remove its spots? Pwede mo ba talagang palitan ang kulay ng iyong balat? Pwede mo ba talagang tanggalin ang mga tuldok-tuldok sa isang leopard? Mga stripes kung ikaw ay tiger or zebra? The answer is no. You are made that way. So start or continue understanding, accepting, appreciating individual persons. Not class of persons, but individuals. Start appreciating genes, nature, manufacture, design, function, and uniqueness. 1 Corinthians 12:30, not everyone can heal the sick. Not everyone can speak different kinds of languages. Not everyone can tell what these languages mean. Pati gifts, iba-iba. So we should start appreciating differences, differentness. Si Lord Jesus, marami siya talagang ibang kakaibang approach. So Luke 22:8-10, nung sinasabi niya sa kanyang mga disciples, magpa-Passover meal tayo, pumunta kayo sa isang lugar, ipareserba niyo yung lugar na yon, doon tayo magkikita-kita. Mga disciple, hindi nila alam kung saan pupunta. Anong sabi ni Lord? So Jesus said to Peter and John, go and prepare the Passover meal for us to eat. But they asked, where do you want us to prepare it? Jesus told them, as you go into the city, you will meet a man carrying a jar of water. Follow him into the house. Superficially, it looks very innocent. It doesn't mean anything, especially if you don't understand the sentence culturally. But the message is in the details. So who would lead them to where they would do the Passover meal? A man carrying a water jar. In the Middle East, even in Israel, usually it is the women who carried jars of water. Kaya mga babae ang may buhat ng mga palayok na may tubig. Sa ating mga Kalinga people up in the north, patong-patong na palayok para makatipid ng pagbabalik-balik sa ilog. No? Mga babae pa rin. How would a Jewish man look when he carries a water jar? Paano yun? A very different man led Jesus' disciples. Ganyan. Lalaking may dalang palayok. Gawin yung Kalinga. Ganyan. Di ba kakaiba? Lalaking may buhat na palayok. Kahit sa mga kanta natin, ang babae ang pumupunta sa balon, ano ang nangyari? Nabasag ang banga. Pati nga yung nakakatawang legend ng Kalamba, babaeng may dalang kalanbanga. Which of course is outrageously crazy to believe. Pero babae ang nagdadala ng palayok. This time, Jesus in His infinite wisdom and humorous style. Jesus makes a statement. Some people are simply different. Some men carry jars. Some men do what women do. They too could lead and they can be used by God. Yung meaning ng mga ginagawa ng Panginoon for people to be sensitive to others and to let others be themselves. And when Jesus chooses and uses an unconventional, a different man, don't say that that man isn't fit to serve. Sabi mo, ay, malalaki mong tao, may dala kang palayok, hindi pwede. But that is the guy that Jesus chose. God uses donkeys, ravens, and even Rahabs to do His will. Rahab at least operated a brothel or was a prostitute herself. But she was chosen by God to be an instrument in the salvation of the spies. And she even joined the family tree of Jesus. Kalola-lolahan ni Jesus, si Rahab. God chooses whom God chooses. Kumisa nga, mas mahigpit pa tayo kaysa sa Diyos. The message, brothers and sisters, Jesus accepts people. Jesus accepted people's nature, and His love empowered them to change or to improve through nurture. Jesus accepts first. No qualification. Kaya ngayon kanyang puro mga by today's standards, the disciples of Jesus could never become deacons in today's churches. Hindi sila qualified. Kasi mas mahigpit pa tayo Mas humigpit pa tayo kaysa kay Jesus. And the trouble with institutional religion is its one-track mission to change people. One time I was passing by a bookstore, nakalagay malaking karatula sa labas, books that can change your life. And you say, who said that I want to change? Why do you presume that I must change? And this is the judgmentalism of religion. At the door, if only they could put up a sign would say, bagay ka ba dito? Bagay ba yung damit mo dito? Bagay ba yung buhok mo dito? O may tattoo ka, bagay ka ba dito? O ang hikaw mo nasa pusod, bagay ka ba dito? Yung rejection, the church has mastered the art and science of rejection instead of acceptance. That's why even in the church, there's a lot of misery and tension and stress and pretense. But if we would just go back to the style of Jesus, to accept first, then love and nurture, and let the person react to that nurture and be empowered by God to change for the better, to change from glory to glory, then there will be more love and there will be more happiness. The church, the home, should be sanctuaries of love and unconditional acceptance. You cannot force people to change. They have to make up their own minds to do that. But you create a good climate, a good environment in which they would decide to change for the better. So open up to God's deeper and more basic character and thought. Review. Go back to Jesus. And then accept others and yourself as God designed and accepts you. You would be happier. Others would be happier. Happiness is in changing what you can and in accepting what you cannot. What should you accept about your child?